If you dabble with killer out there inside Dead by Daylight, then this will probably come as no surprise to you. Behaviour do not seem to care about this side of the game. And I would kindly ask all the survivor mains out there that might just stumble upon this video today to just try and be respectful and not just see this as another killer main complaining about the state of the game or the balancing. I play both sides on this game. I love Dead by Daylight, and it sucks to the core when we have to deal with so many frustrations all the damn time and we feel like our voices are never listened to. I'm not the one causing the problems, but I am the one that's trying to highlight them and bring awareness, because it is getting to the point where people are going to give up on this game. I'm actually not going to be scripting this video today either, so a lot of this is going to come straight from my mind, so I will do my best to take my time and explain things as clearly as possible. But today's main focus is to look and talk and react over some killer gameplay that was given to me, where somebody is showing quite clearly why tunneling and camping is not a guaranteed win. I'm going to bring the gameplay up now, we'll talk over it, I'll give you my opinions, and then at the end we'll go through why I think Behaviour are going to make a mistake by continually trying to put in rules and restrictions onto one side of the game. Oh, and if it isn't obvious, I have censored certain areas of this stream to protect the streamer's identity. Please, if you know who this streamer is, please don't go and give them any hate or anything like that. Just wanted to make sure that was clear. Alright, let's get into it.
I heard somebody.
I also wanted to quickly point out that this is an experienced streamer with around 9,000 hours, and they also have an insane amount of eerie shards. Just take that into consideration when we're looking at the gameplay.
Oh, okay. I missed that shot, bro.
So as you can see, they've engaged in their first chase of the game. It's the Sable. They end up getting a decent M1 through the pallet, and then the chase continues. Now this streamer is going to learn very soon that this Sable is very happy to constantly keep greeting pallets.
Oh my god, I'm swinging my mouse. Oh my god! Will you throw the fucking pallet?
So as you can see, the killer is already getting really stressed because this Sable is refusing to drop the pallet. Okay, so the first chase is over. There were 3 generators popping in that time. Personally, if this was me, I would have backed away from this chase a long time ago. It's clear that the Sable did not want to drop any pallets. She was going to continue greeding, and especially when Huntress is a 110 moving killer, it definitely wasn't the right play to just glue in and tunnel vision on this Sable. Now you're going to see the streamer get quite upset.
It's literally an in-game build. And now
They're frustrated, but they really shouldn't hit Sable there.
I've literally just lost this fucking game. I've literally lost this fucking game, bro. Oh my fucking god. I'm just gonna camp her now. I don't give a shit.
So the streamer's happy to camp the Sable now. Let's see what happens.
Don't fucking give a shit, bro. You're a fucking Sable who just fucking humps fucking building.
Although they could go and try and patrol gens, they seem to think that it's better to stay in this position and try and get this Sable out of the game by staying around the area and camping the hook.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment now to state the obvious. The game is a 4v1, so when it becomes a 3v1, that obviously makes things easier. From an optimal point of view when trying to play the game efficiently, it makes the most sense to get somebody out of the game early. The problem is, Does it cost you the match going this far, camping and tunneling? Let's see what happens next.
Yeah.
As gathered, they've decided to go back after the Sable as soon as they were unhooked, and the chase starts again. So the streamer unfortunately did not learn from their mistakes in the first chase. The Sable is very happy to greed pallets, and they're going to be reminded of this once again. So by tunnel visioning in the first chase, and then camping and not patrolling any generators, and then going back after the same Sable, we're now in the end game.
Yeah, literally, it's an endgame build. And I can't play Huntress. This is literally what I'm fucking saying, bro. Oh, let's nerf the fucking killer. Let's fucking nerf the killer. But, yeah, the survivors just have 6 million fucking perks where they can just dry hump the fucking gens. And to be honest, I think she's cheating. She seemed too fucking fast.
At this point, all the damage is done. It doesn't matter what build you bought. It doesn't even matter if the Sable had perks or had no perks whatsoever. Sable was happy to greed, and you did not detach from that chase early enough, and then instead chose to go and proxy camp and then tunnel again, which is proof, in my opinion, that it is not always the best thing to do in a game of Dead by Daylight. And here's the lesson. Sable still manages to get out alive.
Okay. Honestly, I have no fucking slowdowns. And the fact that she was just dry humping them fucking pallets, like, fucking just a fucking same. I bet you they've got windows. No, I think she's hacking. I'm gonna report her. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, let's just nerf killer. Let's just nerf killer. Sorry, I'm trying to literally play a fucking chill fucking build. And yeah, I'm getting fucking jam rushed. Yeah, this is the build I was running on her. It's literally just a random fucking build I was like, you know, trying to play. Because I don't like kicking gens. So I might have to start putting the SWAT build on.
So there you go. What I will say about survivors, and especially the survivors that are survivor mains and that play a little bit of killer here and there, the common thing that you hear from those people is, I don't have to tunnel or camp when I play killer. And the thing is with that statement is you are in low MMR. You are a survivor main. So when you go and play some killer, you're not going to be in high MMR on killer. So the survivors you go against arguably are not going to give you enough pressure to even warrant thinking about tunneling them out. But as this video proves, tunneling, camping is not a guaranteed win in Dead by Daylight. Now, when you start going against coordinated teams and you reach the upper higher MMR bracket, you're in for a treat when you're a killer main, because a lot of the survivors will run multiple versions of the same perk. I'm talking multiple dead hards, multiple decisive strikes, loads of perks that can be used especially effectively when communications are brought into the game. They can be used aggressively, and it can create a lot of pressure for the killer to handle, hence the reason why a lot of killers tend to suffer from killer anxiety. But to just say that tunneling and camping are an easy, evil, guaranteed win for the killer, it's not that simple. In fact, playing killer is a constant evolving mind game in every single match of Dead by Daylight. You have to think on your feet. You don't have teammates with shared responsibility. You have your own self. You are in control. And although that should feel empowering, a lot of the times it can feel depressing because everything can be stacked against you, especially, let's not forget, the recent pallet density update has hurt around 70, maybe even 80% of the entire killer roster, which is totally unfair to killer, by the way, because I know we like to talk about what makes survivors happy, but what about killers? What about killers who don't want to just simply chase a survivor every single game and break pallet after pallet after pallet after pallet, and especially good survivors that know to communicate, rush generators, and pre-drop as many pallets as they can? Here's one of the biggest points I wanted to make on today's video. It seems to me, in the current state of Dead by Daylight, Behaviour wants killers to adapt to everything that is happening. They don't want to give anything to help, they just want you to adapt. Whereas on the other side of the bracket, you've got the survivors, who you'd think should be incentivized to use their resources wisely. But we're not allowing survivors to learn the game. We're making the game easy for them, and this is why a lot of people coin the term hand-holding. A survivor is much less likely to learn to greed pallets or play productively when more pallets are added to maps. I know they were put into the maps to try and help dead zones, but dead zones are a healthy part of the game in of itself. The killer should be skilled enough to try and force a survivor into a dead zone, and the survivor should equally be trying not to get pushed into that corner of the map where there aren't sufficient pallets or escape options for them. By adding a ton more pallets to loads of maps, and especially maps like Disturbed Ward that simply do not need more pallets, it is going to motivate survivors to not learn how to loot better. Instead, they're just going to pre-drop more pallets, which, by the way, I'll say it again, is not fun when you're playing the killer role. So I'd like to thank you guys for sticking around this long inside the video. I hope it's been somewhat educational, especially to survivors out there that think tunneling and camping is just an automatic win in all cases, and also to killers. It's much better to analyze the situation you're in and sometimes don't get too attached to tunnel vision. Sometimes that can be the one thing, the key detail, that if overlooked can throw the game massively against you. In today's example, it's clear they should have dropped chase a long time ago. They should have gone somewhere else and applied pressure. The match might have gone a totally different way if they had have done that, but again, that's hindsight now. To try and bring this video to a conclusion, what I will say is this: Behaviour needs to be very careful about making the killer experience a miserable experience. If we talk about putting rules in place for the killer side, if we started to do the same for the survivor, it would upset a lot of people. Nobody wants to play killer and think about the rules, because that takes away from the freedom of the game and having the decision in front of you. You are the killer. How you kill those survivors should be up to you. The same goes for survivor. If we sit there and apply the same from killer onto survivors, survivors would not like that. As a quick example, if I'm going against a survivor and they are continually greeding a pallet, I might not like that they're greeding it, but at least I can detach from that chase. I can't tell them to not greed that pallet any more than 2 or 3 times. Hell, if we ask Behaviour to do the same thing, like they're trying to propose putting in restrictions and rules against tunneling, then why not put it in there for pallet greeding? If the entity sees that a survivor is greeding a pallet more than 2 or 3 times, maybe it just blocks that whole loop off. Right? We can't do that, because then the survivor will say, I am being punished for looping efficiently. It's the same thing as saying a killer is killing somebody quickly because that is the most efficient way of playing the game. So in the gameplay that we saw today, if the changes for camping, tunneling were to come into the live service from PTB, that person would have definitely lost that game. The point I'm trying to make is, they already lost the game in its current state, because tunneling and camping is not always a guaranteed win for the killer. It's certainly more useful against higher MMR. Sometimes it's the only option the killer has, to go and think that we can just spread hooks everywhere when the gens can go as fast as they can, and when the amount of pallets exist as they do today, simply isn't always possible. And the only way you can bring back control, the only way you can apply pressure, is by getting somebody out of the game, but it does not mean that it's a guaranteed win. I obviously really want Dead by Daylight to do well. I love this game, I've been playing it for a long time, I'm a P100 Vecna main, we've got over 200 videos on this YouTube channel, we've also got our own Vecna website now, www.refinedkills.com. If you'd like to check that out, you're more than welcome. I'm constantly working on it, it is in the early phases but we're getting there, and we're live a lot throughout the week playing Dead by Daylight, having a fun time, farting on survivors, edging around the clock, we're having a great time. So if you'd like to come and find us, you'd be more than welcome into our community. Feel free to leave some comments down below, I'll try and check them out and reply, and above all, look after yourselves and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.